Food for Thought with Professor David Bitte.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to another episode of Food for Thought with Professor Ndete. 2 weeks ago, we began an interesting conversation that needs to be ongoing, looking at stereotyping, prejudice, and discrimination. Why do we do this to one another? We didn't finish the conversation last week. Let's pick up from where we left off. I'm just wondering if there's something that triggers this, because like now, for the example you've given, husband and wife. I mean, this is somebody you love. This is not somebody who was forced on you. This is somebody you pursued because you love them, you got married, you have children together, and then something triggers this hatred. How is that possible?
It just tells you that the dynamics of stereotypes and the prejudice totally overcome and overwhelm any reasoning. It's come with so much power that you do not reason. You do not see the positive thing that outweigh the negative things. And I think that's where we go wrong. It's so much easier to blame others. Blanket kind of blaming without taking time to think and see if what we are doing actually makes sense. Can we sit back and listen? Can we talk about it? Can we stop assuming that these things do not exist in our country? What can we do? Can we have forums where we can talk about this? And I think this is part of the peace building process that has been employed by very many organizations. I think was it Bishop Corio, the late bishop, the Bishop Corio, I think it was, of Eldoret, when he was trying to, after one of the elections, where he brought people and to talk about what had happened. When there was violence here, and Kibera is not very far from here. And during that time, the American government was helping us to find solutions and to bring reconciliation. I can tell you, there's a way you can talk to children, by the way. Even if they are not able to articulate issues, there's a way you can talk to them. And when the children came, we just asked them, can you give me a drawing of what happened in Kibera? And the drawing that we saw, these children, they really disturbed me.
Wow.
Because you would, and I'm not going to mention any tribal groups, you would see a child from a certain ethnic group making drawings, and then they say this person who is holding a gun belongs to the other group. This person who is setting a house on fire belongs to other group. And it's like they were saying, then we are inculcating these children that if you belong to this
certain tribe,
then you are like that. And these children go with those mental impressions. I hope, I could only hope that as they grow, they will see things in a slightly better way. But if we, the adults and shall I say, if we, I mean that the elite, the educated one, the one who was supposed to know better, the one who was supposed to set examples, if they continue to believe in this, and then the children will also tend to
follow suit.
Although many of them, as I gave you the example of the studies in America, they are saying, no, these things do not matter. So I think we should be very sensitive about these issues and talk about them.
I find that as a country, we have adopted this coping mechanism that we use a lot, we make jokes about serious things.
Yes.
And I found that, especially where the area of stereotyping is concerned, we make jokes about certain tribes. And we say this tribe is like this, this tribe is like this. And we spread those things around and we laugh about them. You know, if you ask this tribe this, they will do this. In this tribe, this means this.
Yeah.
And people say so many things and we laugh about them. And I'm just wondering, are those things fueling what we are talking about? Or are they harmless?
They are harmful. And I think countries that are trying very much to overcome those things. I know, for example, in America these days, if you made any comment, whether a joke or whatever, which was or in a way profound, I think that's what we say.
Yes.
Seem to, even if it's a joke, seem to profile certain groups of people. That's a criminal offense.
You get into trouble.
You get in trouble. You go to UK today, yeah? There are very many immigrants. You just can't go to, in UK, if I went there and I was saying, I'm not a citizen, but if I was a citizen, and I was walking somewhere in one of the, and somebody called me black man, that's a crime.
Oh, really?
It's a crime. It's a crime. Because the governments are going out of their way to discourage this thing. And I think this is what we should be doing here. In Rwanda today, you can't go and start talking about Tutsis and Hutus.
Yes, and Hutus, yes.
You can't. Talk about it, it's a crime. When are we going to reach a stage where talking negatively about Kambas, about Kikuyus, about Kalenjin, about Luos, about Luyas, negatively? When are we going to criminalize that?
Yes, that will be the day. But Professor, what about, because I see this now with the generation we are living in, because so much is happening, we have, let me use the example of the LGBTQ community, the lesbians, gays, what. And sometimes the way things are interpreted, that if I don't agree with you, then I'm discriminating against you. It seems like that is pushing it a bit too far. In that if I say I don't agree with the lifestyle you're living, I'm not forcing you to live my lifestyle, but I'm just telling you there's some things I will not accept because I don't accept, you know, the lifestyle you have chosen to live. Let's say, for example, I'm here courtesy of Family Media. Family Media is a Christian organization. Family Media is operated within Christian values, and we believe what the Bible says. So somebody comes in and they're living a life that's contrary to what we believe. And we're saying, we can't hire you. Why? Because what you believe and what we believe are different. So if we hire you, what are you telling people? We don't believe the same thing. That, they say, is discrimination.
Well, Pastor, I don't want to be caught up in that kind of... But let me put it this way.
Yes.
When it comes to Christianity, I think God has given us a choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, He has.
And the choice He has given us is take it or leave it.
Yes.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And be prepared for the consequences in life. But the choice is yours. But when we start discriminating on the basis of religion, then in my view, we are not showing love.
We are not showing love.
How many times was Jesus Christ accused of eating with the
sinners,
with the sinners,
tax collectors and sinners,
with the Lazarus,
yes.
with the sinners, and he said when he was accused, he said, I came
for the sick.
I came for the sick. Yeah. The question is, and I leave it to them, by discriminating, are we saying that we don't like these people, and therefore are we saying God hates them, and therefore we are not going to associate with them, and probably denying them the opportunity to see what it is of value in your Christian life, and maybe we witness to them through love, and through witnessing to them through love, then we can win them. And if we do that, if we take that, this is my personal view. If we take that kind of approach, then what business do we have telling that it's saying you cannot go to Somalia and be a Christian because we are going to be discriminated against, and we don't like that. What are we going to tell them about the people, missionaries who go to China at the risk of their lives to go and witness? What do we say about missionaries who came over here at risk of dying, being killed, but they came, and through love they managed to bring Christianity. I think there is an element of being tolerant and winning people through love. One time, I was attending a church here. That's a time when HIV was at height.
Yes.
And I'm not going to say where, but the pastor who was preaching said these HIV people who are suffering from this disease, who had AIDS, they deserved it.
Oh.
Yes.
They said that in the sermon? Wow.
They deserved it. And they were paying for their sins. Just one of those places. There are times, I must admit this, there are times I went to sermons and I think I basically walked out. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I went looking for a book just to show them that God loved them. And I took it to that pastor. I posted it to that pastor. If he's listening, he knows.
He knows.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, if he's listening, he knows. And if he does not know where the book came from,
now he knows.
Now he knows. That they needed to be loved, not condemned. Yes.
Unfortunately, all good things need to come to an end. Our time is up for this, but we'll pick up this conversation next week because we haven't quite finished. And I would encourage you, sometimes it's easier to point a finger. I was taught that when you point a finger at somebody, remember there are three fingers pointing at you. Could I be stereotyping people and I don't know? Could I have prejudice against a particular group of people and I don't know? These are things worth talking about, and also doing an assessment of yourself and how you treat other people. Until next week, have a good day and God bless you.
Food for Thought with Professor David Bitte.
Thank you for watching. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get notified whenever we upload new fresh content every day. Stay tuned and enjoy fresh, uplifting content.